very much for that. So I'm freaking out, but hey, who cares? Let's do it. Shall we? So, May 6th, 1954, in Oxford, a junior doctor, later known as Sir Roger Bannister, defied the laws of physics and human anatomy and became the first man to run a mile under 4 minutes when people said it was impossible. March 25th, 1983, the moonwalk was performed by Michael Jackson, which subsequently became his signature move and started a new revolution in music and dance industry. September the 12th, 1962, the words by John F. Kennedy, "We choose to go to the moon," transformed the race of space age at a time when no one even dared to dream about it. And last but not least, June 4th, 1940, the speech given by Sir Winston Churchill, "We shall fight them on the beaches," helped Britain fight a Nazi invasion without casting any doubt on eventual victory. Ladies and gentlemen, all these moments in history had one thing in common. These moments not only greatly impacted all these great men, but also changed the course of mankind in their respective field. One such moment came on May the 22nd, 2017, when 22 people died, 500 injured, and lives of countless others transformed at the Manchester Arena attack. That was the moment that changed our perspective and trajectory of our lives. On that night, we saw a young boy transformed into a man while his girlfriend died in his arms. That was the moment that defined him. We saw a poor homeless man become rich with courage and compassion while he comforted a little girl who lost both her legs. That was the moment that defined him. We saw a taxi driver become a paramedic while he brought a badly wounded woman to the hospital. That was the moment that defined him. We saw a merchandise seller become a nurse while he used T-shirts as bandages for the wounded victim. That was the moment that defined him. We saw a security guard who risked his life and acted as a soldier and risked his life to enter the Manchester Arena to evacuate the people. That was the moment that defined him. In short, on that night, we saw common men acting as heroes. Heroes in the form of paramedics, paramedics that turned into nurses, nurses who acted like junior doctors, and junior doctors who acted like consultants, each one taking their role beyond their comfort zone. On that night, I was working as a junior doctor in the emergency department of one of the hospitals in Manchester. We treated many patients that night, and one of them was a badly wounded woman. She had several sharp-knife wounds that penetrated her lower part of her tummy and severely wounded right leg that was profusely bleeding. We tried to cannulate her in order to transfuse blood, but we didn't succeed. We tried a few times, but time was running out. At that moment, her face was turning pale, and she was staring dead in her eyes till she turned her gaze towards me, as if her eyes were asking me one question: if I can save her, as if I were her last hope. At that moment, I took the biggest and widest cannula I could grab my hand on, felt for her vein in the left arm, and inserted the cannula. Fortunately, I succeeded. At that moment, she gave a sigh of relief. Her face showed a sigh of relief, as if she was saying thank you. That was the moment that defined me and made me realize who I am and what I was meant to do. It was that moment where I realized it's not the big things in life that makes a little difference, but the little things in life, like passing a cannula, that makes a huge difference that matters. So, at that moment, I realized it's not the big things, but the little things that matter. On that moment, I realized, there's one word. So it's coming from the heart. It's that moment that I've realized when complete strangers who trust you with their lives are staring in your eyes, it is that moment that you have to rise. There are no second chances or choices. It is that moment that you have to trust your inner voices. It is when all your options have burned out. It is that moment where confidence replaces self-doubt. It is when you're forced to take a pivotal decision that transforms your life and redefines its definition. Moments that challenge you and take you beyond your comfort zone so you can fly towards your destiny's throne. Moments that define you are wrapped in seconds of tragedies, minutes of pain, hours of disappointments, and days of emotional drain. It's the years of repeated failure with no success gain. It's the mental scars that you bear in your heart. It's the smile on your face when you've fallen from grace. It's the holding your head up high when your body below have paralyzed. It's the do or die. It's the swim or sink. It's the inspiration of desperation. It's your surviving motivation. Moments that force you to take your fears head on so that all your inhibitions and limitations have gone. It is that instant where you should do becomes a must do. It is that moment that defines you. So ask your heart to take your soul's interview and tell me, what is the moment that defined you? Thank you.